Oh, come in. Oh, come in. Have a seat. You're here. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been around for a while because I've been working desperately on finishing something. But you have come at the historic moment because what I have on my lap in its 3 parts here, one of which is really quite well. They're both, it's one slimmer part and 2 more chunky parts. But this is the complete cycle of my Galahad and the Grail poem in 3 books, as it were. I mean, I hope eventually to do more and do the whole Arthurian, but this is going to be a standalone volume. And I've actually finished the first full draft much sooner than I thought. This last month, I've really had a chance to work on it. And in spite of some interruptions, I've got into the flow, into the zone and done it. So the last time I read you a bit, we're not going to have time to read the whole thing, of course, but the last time I read you a bit was when they'd just come off Solomon's ship and they were on a kind of island of vision and they see the White Hart. Well, the adventures have developed very considerably since then. What I thought I might do is just give you a touch of the penultimate section of the poem, which is called The Wasteland. And Mallory tells us that the knights, the 3 Grail knights, have to cross this perilous wasteland. And the land is waste, it's ruined, because much earlier in the story, Balin, the fated knight, had taken the dreadful spear, the spear of Longinus, which was held sacred in the castle because it was the spear that pierced Christ's side and shouldn't be used for anything, certainly not for violence between men. And he wounds his host, the king, with it, and it's such an outrageous thing to have done that not only does the castle fall down, but the lands become waste. And part of the purpose of the Grail achievement, the purpose of the quest, is that Galahad, who is the grandsire of the man who was wounded, the king who was wounded, the Fisher King, should go back and, through the Grail and with the spear, heal the wounded king. But the thing is, when the wounded king is healed, then the land is healed. The land and the king are kind of linked. Anyway, I've done a bit of my own storytelling and invention within it. And in my telling of the story, they can't cross the wasteland unless they renew their courtesy with nature. The problem my reading of it, of course, in light of ecological crisis and the whole way we see nature as just a bit of machinery instead of it being, a fellow creature with whom we should have courteous relations. So they have to renew their courtesy, and they do it by invoking a Naiad, and then she invokes 3 dryads, the dryads of oak and ash and thorn. And you may remember right at the beginning, I did an invocation which had the line, "You may yet walk through Merlin's isle by oak and ash and thorn. Who knows what wonders we might meet on this midsummer morn." So I'm going back, and oak and ash and thorn, that's a part, Kipling had that, and of course there's a lovely folk song by oak and ash and thorn, and I play on all of that. So I thought I'd read you a bit where they're at the place where there are 3 dying trees and the exhausted well, but they've managed to summon the Naiad, and the Naiad talks to them about the trees, and then they have a sense that they can revive the trees. And of course later in the story, each of the 3 trees, the oak and ash and thorn, will in different ways help each of the 3 knights as they cross. But I'll just give you a little flavour of this. And just move into sort of folk song mode to a certain degree here. So the Naiad is now speaking about the 3 dying trees around her well. So she says she's hoping that their coming will help restore things. So this is the Naiad speaking. "Indeed you need my help," she said, "and not my help alone. When men forsake or choke the land and break their trust with us, they stand alone at last on desert sand, a wilderness of bones. And yet your coming may restore the kinship men betrayed, For we are interwoven, we are children of both earth and sea, and fashioned in God's mystery. So now in mutual courtesy we will come to your aid. You see these three sad hollow trees that stand beside my well. They flourished once ere you were born, the sacred trees, oak, ash and thorn. Men blessed them on midsummer morn, but now their dryads have withdrawn deep to their mother earth forlorn. But we might wake them with the dawn, singing some kindly spell. For oak and ash and thorn, you know, stand sentinel for you, the kindly trees that flourished here long ages before men appeared. They know the land, its heart they bear, and keep its secrets true. They hold the pass, they know the paths, with them you travel well. And if you carry them, then they will carry you and show the way. Their leaves are keys to every way, and bring you on the chosen day to the castle of the Grail. But they have withered, as have I, since we withdrew so deep. Yet deep down they are still alive, waiting for better times to thrive, waiting in dreamless sleep. You need their leaves to find your way, they need my streams to live. It may be if I lave their roots, they may yet show some tender shoots and blossoms that foretell good fruits. Though they've grown bitter with their hurts, some love still wells within their hearts. It may be they'll forgive. If I can raise my sunken stream, and you can speak them fair, water and song may make them strong, and kindle them, though not for long, in this most deadly air. Then Percival spoke up and said, Fair lady, you speak right. In all my days of errantry, I've felt the life of every tree, but most of all revered these three, and sighed when blossoms fell on me as soft as morning light. My own true love is named Blanchefleur, and fair as flower is she. As blossom on the hawthorn tree, her sudden beauty came to me, when I was like a thorny tree, all in my misery. And in my childhood we would sing of oak and ash and thorn, and with my sister I would go to woodlands in the valleys low, and we would pay respect and bow to oak and ash and thorn. There was a song my mother sang and taught us how to sing, and singing we would laugh and play and make the valleys ring. Perhaps, if I should sing it now, the old trees would recall those better days when with their praise men decked the woodland hall. Sing on, the lovely Naiad said, and while you sing I'll raise my sunken stream from her deep dream and lave them whilst you praise. So good Sir Bors struck up the harp, and Percival did sing the song his loving mother made, wherewith the children made the glade, the woods and valleys ring. So here's the song. I won't attempt to sing it. The three great trees that Logres bore are oak and ash and thorn. They took their stand and held the land ere elves and men were born. By oak and ash and thorn you pass, if you will bless them still, if you will do them courtesies and honour them among the trees, then they may do your will. Strong oak may make a ship for you to sail upon the seas, and ash will grow beside your well, a sign of purity. And oh, the flowering thorn will be sweet forerunner of spring, and if you let her deeply root, her sharp dark sloes will be your fruit, and you will bless her branch and root, and to her you will sing. For thorn was made the Saviour's crown, and blossomed on his brow, and through these three the Trinity will bless and keep you now. And as he sang, the Naiad danced, and where her footsteps fell, a little stream broke free and fed the water in her well. And there amidst the dance and song they felt a change begin. The three sad trees, forlorn and bare, were stirring in a different air, and feeling with the music there the sap that rose within. The Naiad turned unto their roots and watered them with tears, and called, My kindred, come to me. Dryads, come back each to your tree, for men renew their courtesy, and you need have no fears. And lo, the oak came into leaf, white blossom crowned the thorn. The ash tree stirred, last of the three, put forth his seed most like a key. The place felt less forlorn. And then the Naiad turned to them and sang Dryads, come forth. O grace us for a little while, and drink pure water from my well, and help these true knights find the Grail. Then, till they break the wasting spell, you may return to earth. And stepping from their boughs, there came the spirit of each tree. Oak was an old man, yet full strong. Then clothed in blossom and in song, the hawthorn maiden danced along. And last came Ash to right their wrong, the wisest of the three. Ash was a tall and graceful man, of whom the Northmen tell. He was the first to tread the earth, and when he grew from his first birth, his tree joined heaven unto earth, and he presides in home and hearth, and stands beside the well. So there they've been sort of invoked, and afterwards they give each their gifts, and then there are 3 further adventures, each involving the help of Oak and Ash and Thorn as the knights cross the Wasteland. And that's all in this substantial final part of the poem. But I thought I'd give you a taste, and also just say rejoice with me. I've got the bulk of the thing done. There'll be lots to revise now, but essentially I see the shape of the thing, and it consists of 20 ballads and probably just shy of 50,000 words, so it's quite a substantial piece of writing to have finished the first full draft of. Thanks for coming round.